On the 14th of February, London decided to celebrate Chinese New Year, which is usually held on the 8th of February, which was a nice kind of change in pace, mainly because most people regard the 14th of February as Valentine's Day. I personally don't care nor celebrate it, so this was a awesome opportunity to come down to actually view Chinese New Year, the parade, and all the other events happening. So this was a really cool experience for me, and this is kind of my next story time, kind of, filming and talking about my experiences with said day. Now, starting off this video, you have me pretty much in the midst of the crowd, almost stuck in the crowd to some extent, and also at the beginning of the parade. Now, the main reason I'm here, other than actually, capturing the parade and seeing the beginning of it, was the fact that through this crowd, which you can kind of see, I was trying to get to the 3 friends at the time I was with, and it proved somewhat difficult for the most part, but, eventually I managed to make it through to the front, but, all in due time, as you can see via the length of this video. Now, inching a little bit further on, you can kind of see in the fluorescent shirts, I believe those are school children who are part of the parade. They must be with, I'm assuming, the local school, but it's always nice to actually have, kids in the community, I assume, get involved in things like this, and that's really what Chinese New Year and kind of hosting this is really all about. And that's pretty cool. Looks like it's moving almost in the wind for the most part. I think those are either dragons or what is called a foo dog. I'm not too sure. Someone could probably correct me if I am wrong, but sure enough. That's what I was waiting for. So pretty much the parade starts off with a beat and a bang, as you kind of see it. Well, you see the kids, who I believe are at the front of the parade, kind of leading it with the fish, and then kind of coming into frame, you got another one of these dragon foo dogs, and I think that's like a stall or a cart. Maybe they're selling things. I'm not too sure. And then you got this float, which is pretty much I guess the main one, I guess, or maybe it's the end, because this is the very end of the parade. Although we'll see other sections of the parade soon, but I'm really happy I managed to capture this shot. Just kind of seeing the drummer back there kind of do his thing and kind of initiate the parade in some kind of sense. It's almost as if it couldn't start without him for the most part. But I'm not sure if that parade is actually being driven, like there's a motor and it's like a car, or the people back there where the policeman is pushing it. I'm not too sure for the most part. Just looking at the crowd over there. And now we've got these guys in the red dressing gowns, or maybe kimonos, I'm not too sure, and they're throwing out bags of free instant noodles, I guess you could say. And as cool as this is, I find it so funny how people are just so, look how grabby people are getting, like noodles, in that kind of sense. But I don't know, it's a nice gesture, but I believe these guys are from a brand of noodles, I guess, so, just free promotion, I guess, can't hurt. Now, I kind of get stuck in the midst of the crowd here, mainly because no one's really moving. Everyone wants to see the parade, see the drummer, and, kind of get some good pictures. Look at that guy dancing with his noodles. So I just find that a little bit distracting, I guess, but So inching my way further on, you can kind of see people are actually starting to move. There's probably just people who aren't even here for the parade, just trying to get past this mess, but well, they should have done their research, I guess, or left earlier. I mean, I should say it's about 10:15, 10:20 maybe right about now, but the parade, or the event that is New Year's, is I guess running late, or was meant to be at 10 p.m, but whatever. So it's a great shot by that guy, catch a bag of noodles. I forgot to talk about that, but no worries. So you're probably wondering why the parade isn't moving right now, and that's because I believe it can't cross the road. I believe they are literally just cutting off the road so the parade can actually travel up it, which you'd think they would have done, maybe half an hour, minutes before that actually happened, but I don't know. Who knows really, but I don't know. It makes for a great shot for the most part. Not necessarily the crowd. I mean, I don't really care about the crowd. Just more or less seeing and hearing that parade, because it's unfortunately the best shot of almost anything I got throughout this whole video. But you know, maybe you guys can beg to differ. So right where that bus is where I'm trying to kind of get. But as you can see, I've just kind of had enough, and I'm just literally just trying to move wherever I can. My camera was a bit zoomed in, that's why it looks like I'm right up against that guy's head. Or arms, I should say. So getting a better shot of this parade. I think it's accompanied with a green and a red dragon, which is pretty cool. But oh yeah, they got the guy on the symbols, is that what it is? I'm not sure, the thing that's making the clashing noise. I probably sound like a kid saying that, but you know what I mean. I'm staying quiet for most of these parts, you know, to do with music and other more relevant things, mainly because I would assume you guys would at least want to hear what it sounds like, because it is on a much lower level than me. And there we go, the parade's actually moving up the road, like I said. Just missed kind of like the end of it, and I just had enough, and I just had to get to my friends, which you can see the top of her head or hat for the most part. And these three are who I was with for the most part of my time up here and that, but they will remain nameless, obviously, because you know, they don't need to know, and you don't need to know them. And it looks like that guy is stealing something out of that guy's pocket. Like, yeah, I'm talking about the guy behind the guy with the massive lens. It looks like he's stealing something from him. I hope I haven't just caught a crime on footage. If I have, then send this to police and try and track this down. Now this is us in the middle of the road trying to, I guess, find the parade, I believe is what we were trying to do. But there was obviously a clash right in the middle of the road, and we were kind of deciding where to go. We tried to head towards Trafalgar Square, but they kind of sectioned it off, mainly because, well, you'll see why they sectioned it off, but so people don't really know what to do right now. People are like, is it over? You know, do we follow the parade? What do we do? You know, I guess it can be a bit confusing. Yeah, this is literally just us, like, right up against people and all that. You can see a bit more of the mass over there, and kind of getting more towards the entrance of the square. You can kind of see there's just guys, you know, stopping us, and you can see the stage just there. There it is. So kind of looping around the square, we got to this little sectional road right next to it, and there's a few stalls set up here. That one was China something. This is coffee, donuts, churros from Canada. I'm not sure what a churro is, but okay.
Romantic dinner for 3. Happy Valentine's, by the way.
You know I don't celebrate that.
I don't believe that shit. Good to say it. No. Like that. Happy Valentine's, Ruben.
So pointless.
Come on, Ruben.
So this was pretty much us kind of walking up one of these side roads to get to Chinatown, which is an awesome place, and understandably where you'd think most of the events and attention would be regarding Chinese New Year. But as you just heard, 2 or 3 of my friends were kind of talking about Valentine's Day, and I expressed my lament towards the day. But like I've already said, I'm happy to be spending it with them and doing, you know, other things than the day.
I don't know. I mean, in school they made us to celebrate because it's Friendship Day and shit like that. But with a boyfriend, I have never celebrated.
I think we're almost at Chinatown for the most part. You can almost see it right there. Oh, here we go. There it is. Here's one of many entrances towards Chinatown. As you can see right there, we are next to Leicester Square, because to the right is what is regarded as the M&M's shop or store. I mean, it's a bit random how it has a whole multiplex, but I don't know, I guess people love M&M's, people love chocolates, you know, whatever. But yeah, you can see some more markets there which aren't usually there. Don't worry, I went back and checked. It's mainly because it's going to be a mass of tourists for the most part, so hey, might as well, I guess. But as you can see, just a nice little zoom into the gate, but it's not terribly visible for the most part. This is the sunniest point in the day, and yeah, just a quick spin around, and it's selfie time. So as you can see behind us, there's people who had the same idea to kind of come this way, because I think there was a route for the parade.
Yeah.
I should pause for one moment just to let these selfies go off. But yeah, my friend there, she was pretty much equipped and ready with the selfies, and she probably took about 100. As most people with the selfie stick. As much as being a photographer, I can't stand it. You know, I mean, sure, it's convenient if you want to get the job done. Cool, but whatever. I'm sure people can make the argument of, oh, just use your hand or whatever. But whatever. There we go. So I believe for the next kind of few minutes we kind of just hung around here, and I believe the girl on the left, she bought like a bag of I guess what you could call them as being bang snaps, although they have about 20 names, which I thought was kind of interesting. But basically their main concept is to like a bag of like small, very small explosives before anyone freaks out, and you throw them on the ground and they make like a banging or a snapping noise, however you want to interpret it. But them three, they were kind of just having fun with the whole bag and kind of just put them to good use. So for the rest of this video, if you listen carefully, you can hear that there is just that constant snapping or banging noise throughout it, which is quite funny. A couple of my favorite names for them being Poppers, Poppies, and probably my favorite one being Whippin' Pops, which is probably what I will refer to them for the rest of my time and for the rest of this video, I think. But this is the, I guess you could say, the extent of hanging out outside Chinatown and almost doing nothing. I mean, yeah, I guess there is great entertainment from throwing small exploding bags on the ground and popping them, but you know, whatever. They usually say boys are like entertained with almost anything, but if you give girls like explosives, they'll be fine, I guess. I guess we stumbled upon a new saying there. And there's the one of the gates. I think this is one of the bigger ones. I think it's the main gate because there isn't one as detailed or as, I guess, beautiful as that one. But I should probably say their name, which I'm probably going to struggle on the pronunciation of them. But I believe they're called Paifang. I think so. That's the spelling of Paifang. I don't know if I said that incorrectly. I've never heard anyone say it, so you know, whatever. You got this guy. He was kind of playing with his toy puppet dragon for the most part, and yeah, really nice gates. I'll put the spelling in the description just in case I've butchered the pronunciation. If I have, I apologize. I think whenever it gets to a name, I just get nervous and I just fail any time. You can say your name's Bob, I'll probably end up calling you Chris. That's how bad things can get. But this is us kind of making our way down one of the streets of Chinatown and kind of looking at the lanterns, which were just everywhere. And I mean, they look nice, and I'm not 100% sure because it's been a while since I've been to Chinatown. I wasn't sure whether they're always up, but regardless, it still made for a nice look. Now, this is, I guess, part 2 of the parade, or us following the second part of the parade, because as you could probably kind of tell, oh, that's nice. You can probably kind of tell, you can kind of hear the drummer from the beginning of the parade, or at the end of the parade, I'm not quite sure. And you kind of see there wasn't this dragon where I was filming, so obviously I think different parts of the parade must have started and, you know, caught up to each other to kind of make one super parade, I guess. And this is pretty cool. You got, I don't know how many people are controlling this, but this just looks so fluid, and they just have the rhythm just down to a T. Like it captures the complete movement of a serpent, or dragon in this case. I don't think dragons are technically even serpents. I'm sure they're probably in their own class. But yeah, pretty cool to see. And you can see the crowd is kind of where the crowd is stopped is at the end of the road, and I'm assuming there's other people on the other side of that road as well. But yeah, just kind of getting a look at more of these lanterns, I was just kind of taken aback by how many they were. And a boss is kind of part of the parade. I guess if you were, if you paid or whatever, you can kind of be part of the parade and kind of watch it and look at the spectators, kind of like a reverse tourist or a reverse parade, I guess. I don't know, because usually people are taking pictures of the parade, but you're part of the parade taking pictures of people watching the parade. It gets confusing, but you know, whatever. I don't know what those are. They look maybe like lanterns or something. I'm not too sure. And I'm probably gonna continue talking for the next section, mainly because I am partly worried about copyright laws regarding the song currently playing, so I'm hoping it doesn't bleed through my talking and kind of get this video taken down, which I think would be a bit of a shame to have to go and, you know, mute parts of this video or whatever. So hopefully if you're hearing this, then that is not the case. If not, then I don't know. But yeah, it's still a great track, as you can see for the most part, and two of my friends there are pretty much getting into the, well, three of them actually, getting into the dances. But you see that guy just just in front of her, it was just kind of like, what are these girls doing? But you know, having fun. Well, I wasn't dancing, obviously, that's why the camera was so still, but you know, my friend here was, you know, love a dance. And this is the tail end of where we just kind of came from. You can kind of see the gate in the background before it disappears. And just a quick, I think it's a quick 360, just the mass of the crowd, which I must say is, it was bigger than I expected for the most part. That's all I'd say. But you know, I'm used to kind of filming and photographing in crowds, if you've seen any of my other videos regarding conventions. And we get another look at this, I'm not too sure what that is. Maybe it's a food dog, some kind of sculpture, I don't know. Now, a little bit of downtime right here, as you've got, I was just kind of waiting and trying to get a better look at the parade, and you know, selfies being taken, conversations being had, and texting while I'm just filming this. Just a bit strange, I guess. Now, I have no idea what compelled her to want to climb up that traffic light, and I guess either dance or stand on it or whatever, but clearly it wasn't happening. Oh, so that's a pretty classic track right there, which I'm going to have to talk over for the most part, because, yeah, once again, copyright strikes. But as you can see, once again, the parade has stopped, and you've got the kids, I believe, maybe from the beginning of this video slash, you know, end of the parade, kind of moving along. I do wonder whether those fish were actually handmade by the kids, or, you know, they were, you know, given them in order to kind of walk in the parade. I'm not too sure. And there's another boss wishing you a happy Chinese New Year, and I'm guessing the writing down below, which I believe that's Chong Shi Fao Chi. I'm guessing that's maybe the exact translation, I'm not too sure. Oh, right there, a billboard for Kung Fu Panda 3, which obviously makes sense if you know anything about Kung Fu Panda, particularly the third film. You know, it mainly revolves a lot more around, like, Kung Fu, and even in this one, more about pandas. So I wanted to get a shot of that real quick, because I think it's a obvious bit of advertising, but nice nonetheless. It's fairly creative for the most part, if you got a good enough look at it. And this is us we kind of moved down and then turned to the left to get to this section, as right now we're kind of in the main street, I guess you could call it, as of Chinatown. And now right here, these two people, I believe, are meditating. I'm not too sure if they are a tourist attraction or they're showing off something, but it's interesting. Meditation is an interesting, I guess, you know, state of being, and to be able to meditate, relax, and stay calm within a situation like this, being very crowded and noisy, is pretty damn impressive. Right here is pretty much the middle of Chinatown, and I just thought I'd kind of get a nice shot, kind of seeing people kind of walk past me, kind of standing right in the middle of the stream, if you will. And this is interesting. This guy, I think it's a guy, he just randomly popped out the window and just started, like, waving. He's in some kind of traditional, you know, dress wear, and I thought that was kind of cool. It's not in clear, you know, like in focus, but, you know, I'm still glad I managed to capture that. A shot of the, or you can see a guy in pink over there in the far left, but a shot of the crowd, which we'll see again, and me walking into this restaurant, which was an interesting, it was a very interesting restaurant, I'd say, for the most part. Now, you can kind of see the camera is very slowly rotating around the table as we wait for our food. Now, this, I believe it was a Japanese restaurant in Chinatown. I could be wrong, because they definitely served Japanese food. But if you do want to know the name of the restaurant, I did actually happen to take it down for the most part. And that restaurant's name, I believe, is Hot Pot Suki, or maybe just Suki. I'm not sure. It had Hot Pot in the title. But yeah, so tucking down on food, I did one last, I guess, 100-degree kind of turn as we kind of chowed down. And I will say the one interesting thing about this restaurant is it has, well, where we were sitting has the illusion of just like pillows where you would sit. Now, because usually in, like, I guess Japanese tradition, they would sit on a very low table, kind of just, you know, kind of on your knees and kind of just eat the food. But it had that look. But then when you went around, it actually had a hole in the middle of the table where you can kind of put your feet there, so it would kind of create that illusion. Right as we were about to kind of leave the restaurant, this dancer or dragon kind of came in and started performing, which was a massive stroke of luck. As you can see, I kind of just fixed the lighting real quick, and I kind of just let this performance kind of play because it's pretty damn awesome for the most part. I think that's pretty cool how he's standing on the other guy's back and he's grabbing the I'm not too sure what that is. Maybe well, actually I kind of know what it is, but you'll see in a sec. That's pretty cool. And you can hear the drummer, who's, I believe, just kind of in the entrance of this restaurant, just kind of like, you know, hyping up this performance or this dance or this ritual or whatever you want to call it, or whatever it is called. But I thought it was pretty awesome to kind of see this like performance fairly up close and actually capture it for you guys and for myself. Wait. So the dragon kind of spat out something. I'm guessing, presuming whatever it ate, it's kind of spitting out. I don't know whether that's like treats or whatever, but we'll see. But yeah, such detail on that dragon for the most part, and the movement and the speed and how they are able to do it is just really interesting to kind of see that kind of thing performed right in front of you. I mean, you see it maybe, you know, on TV or whatever, but kind of see it in real life. It's very fluid, and also the eyes, they blink. I mean, it's, you know, it just adds so much to, I guess, the character. If you want, getting out of the restaurant, you can kind of see the crowd around here has intensified, and it's gotten a lot darker. But kind of doing a quick spin around, you can kind of see that we've kind of followed the dragon, because if I lift my camera up, you'll see him right there kind of dancing. You kind of get a real scale of how small this dragon is compared to how many people there are. Now this is kind of like on the road to leaving Chinatown, mainly because we were heading back to Trafalgar Square in order to you know, get to, I guess, a live showing, but we'll get to that in a sec. But we got basically some crowd shots to kind of go through, kind of soak in the ambience, soak in the experience of kind of being here at this time within the crowd, celebrating Chinese New Year, which is pretty awesome, because Chinese New Year is kind of like a it's in February, so it's a bit odd compared to other Western countries who celebrate it, you know, beginning of January, end of December. And you see that guy's hat, the guy in the blue hat. Go back and rewind that, you'll see he has a pretty interesting hat, which I'm not sure whether it'd keep him warm, but, you know, whatever. He's old, he can do whatever he wants, I ain't gonna stop him. So yeah, there was security around here for whatever reason, you know, in case anyone gets lost. You know, kids can get lost, unfortunately, in this massive crowd, and just keeping everyone safe. That was another quick attempt to see that Kung Fu Panda 3 billboard, which are, you know, I'd still say are pretty nice, you know, makes sense. A little bit further down the road and kind of coming towards more of the, I mean, I hadn't really moved. I only like turned the camera off for like 30 seconds really. And this woman giving her, I guess, husband advice on how to take pictures, which is always appreciated, I guess. You know, I probably couldn't stand that kind of sentiment if someone was telling me how to take pictures. You know, obviously, you know, being someone who can use a professional camera and equipment and lighting, but, you know, whatever. So this is kind of us just leaving the main area, because you kind of spin around this area and you kind of get a little bit closer to Trafalgar Square for the most part. So this is just us kind of trying to, you know, get through the crowd as always. So we've got a lot of this to go. So it's kind of just taking in the sights and kind of seeing, you know, like, oh, who can you see and all that, and you know, kind of just once again soaking it in. Quick spin around. And you can see a few more stalls / markets back there, which I don't think are usually there. Once again, like I said before, I don't come to Chinatown that often, and I really should, because it's a really nice place just to look around and kind of be in, you know, just enjoy for the most part. If you've never been, I'd highly recommend going there at least once in your life, because it's a nice experience. I mean, they have Chinatowns around the world in some sense, which is odd. I mean, there's definitely a Chinatown in America. There's also a Chinatown in China. Yes, you heard me right. There is a Chinatown in China. I would know. I have been to China, and I have seen the Chinatown in China, which baffles me. I don't quite get that. I guess it's just for tourists. I don't know. You know, it is a bit strange, but well. This is like kind of like a few sub-streets kind of within Chinatown, as we're kind of making our way out, and that's the crowd, you know, directly behind us. Probably should mention also regarding like Chinese New Year, it's the year of the monkey, or to be I guess slightly more specific, the fire monkey, which is an element which each animal of the Chinese zodiac has an element which only kind of happens every 60 years, which is something I wasn't aware of. I guess this year is you know, fire and monkey. So to think about it this way, there isn't going to be another, you know, fire monkey for another 60 years. So I guess every lifetime you're going to experience every element and zodiac. I mean, I don't know, I'm trying to do the math, because it's about 12 animals in the zodiac, and I'm guessing each one has 5, so you can probably do the math and kind of figure out, like, you know, how many you'll experience per lifetime. Let's say you live 60, 100, you know, 200, whatever. Life expectancy is always going up, luckily. But as we kind of make that hard cut, we've made it back to Trafalgar Square, and as you can see, people are filming the middle of it, the stage, as everyone's kind of walking around and kind of stopping and gawking at the I guess the performance right there, which, if you can kind of make out on the screen, is of drummers. Once again, the Chinese, you know, kind of drumming is very like rough and strong, and it you know, it kind of gets you pumped. It kind of has that, you know, rhythm and pacing that kind of just keeps the pace going, and like really kind of gets you into it.
So the Cultures of China Festival of Spring has organised performances at Chinese New Year's festivals in over 21 countries since its launch in 2009. So each year we have the finest of traditional and modern dance performances, folk song and Chinese opera by acclaimed artists from China. And this year we have acrobatics, dance, puppetry and so on. So first off we have the Xiao Hua Dan performance performed by the Chengdu Arts Theatre. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so next up we have the Chengdu Art Theatre performance by the lovely ladies from Chengdu Art Theatre. Come on. Give it up!
So the main stage show was the Cultures of China, I believe is what they said, or what it said on the screen, and this is one of the, I think this is the first performance, I may be wrong. This is like, well, obviously it wasn't, because we just saw the drummers kind of play, so I'm being extremely forgetful, despite the fact I put this video together filming and editing. But you see those two presenters there. I think they did a great job, whoever they are, you know, kind of getting, I wouldn't say they didn't try hard to get people hyped. They weren't trying to be awkward about it, but they had like a nice chemistry, both of them, and they kind of just added a little bit extra to the show itself, because I think if they just had acts come on one after another, it would feel a bit, you know, weird and a bit rushed. They gave a character. So these dancers, they were the first ones I managed to properly film, and I think they appear 3 times. You'll see them within this video. And yeah, they could just do that crazy, well, I wouldn't say crazy, but interesting spin. I mean, it must be a more specific technique to be able to spin in that kind of perfect rhythm or speed. But their headdresses and outfits are really vibrant, despite the fact that how grey it's now gotten in London. But then again, if you've been to London, that's no surprise. You can see Trafalgar Square's fountain and the masses of people, once again on screen. Hey, see, they weren't trying to be like get hyped too much or kind of really force it. They were just like, hey, here to do a job, present, get people ready, get people going, here we go. Once again, I think they did a great job, whoever they are. Now this is the next acts I managed to film. I'm not too sure what they specialize. I guess it's dancing and contortionism, if that's a word. Well, they can, they're flexible and they can contort their bodies, and they're pretty amazing for the most part. This definitely was an eye-catching performance for the most part, because unlike some other contortion acts, they can do everything and they're just a bit too fast. These lovely ladies kind of take it very slow. It's very beautiful. It's very paced. It makes sense, and they kind of show off some really awesome poses and positions for the most part. So I'm glad I managed to catch some of these ones. I have to apologize for my constant switching back and forth between screen and actual stage. I was tempted to try and get the contrast between the screen and the stage, but sometimes people don't get out your way, and obviously you can't just start shouting at people. Everyone's here to record, everyone's here to film. Oh, and this bit's cool. That is like effortless, without even breaking a sweat. That is, that had people going whoa. But really awesome, I guess, dancers and contortionists. Great track. Really beautiful in a lot of ways. Let's move on to, I guess, the next act, which is coming up. With a quick shot of the masses of people here to watch it. So you got people down below and people kind of high up sitting down and all that. It's a lot of people really came to see this, which is understandable because I believe the show went on for about 2 hours maybe. I stayed for about an hour and I left unfortunately at about 2, which is why I didn't manage to film everything, which is a bit of a shame. But this guy, he is I believe a professional flute player, or I guess he can play instruments pretty damn well, and he specializes in wind-based flutes and instruments, and he definitely knows how to keep a tune, and he has his breath control on point, and he just he has true melody, and I'll let him play out for the rest of his clip. So yeah, he had about 5 instruments which you can all play, which is pretty impressive. So I guess I'd say his outfit, I'm not sure whether it's traditional or he wore it just for the occasion, but I've never seen anything like it, and I would say it's pretty cool. His hat is great as well, but he definitely looks like a performer, maybe even within some kind of war, maybe? I don't know. I mean, I'm not too sure if anyone knows what exactly he's wearing, if it's of any, I guess, credit or, reference, then please let me know. But awesome performer for the most part. He definitely he definitely got people kind of, I guess, humming this tune and kind of dancing along for the most part. As you can see, that guy towards the left is. So I kind of wanted to capture at least one whole performance. Well, I couldn't capture, you know, a whole performance because then, you know, this video could be about 2 hours long. I didn't really want to do that. But I at least managed to capture him in the middle and kind of the end. Now this singer, he is, I believe, somewhat famous within China, and it was pretty awesome to kind of have a celebrity from, you know, China's home country kind of sing and kind of do performance. So it definitely was a variety show. Actually, I don't know, variety doesn't always mean good, so I guess this was just a awesome show, because everyone I saw at least was pretty damn awesome. I mean, I can't understand what this man is saying, but he definitely has a voice, and I'll say that much. So I'll let the song play, and hopefully I won't get taken down for copyright. Right, so next performance, if you remember the ladies who were in the who were dancing as well, these are the same ladies. I think they're the same dance act, and they kind of did a fairly quick costume change, and they're now in their second outfit and second performance, followed with drums. Now they kind of remind me of I'm not too sure, like shrine maidens maybe. I'm not too sure. It's the flowing fabric around the arms, which that reminds me of something. If you played some, I guess, Japanese role-playing games, you would see, you know, costumes and outfits very similar to this. But you know, everything borrows from everything, you know, cultural-wise, history-wise. So that's fine. But these ladies, they did a much slower kind of performance for the most part, which is always appreciated. But they were nice and mellow. They're kind of like a bit more, you know, mellow, which I really do appreciate compared to the next act coming up. Not that that next act was anything terrible. Every act was fantastic for the most part. So the next act was I guess a puppet act, I guess you could say, which was kind of interesting because we got this one lady who's controlling this puppet, which I'm guessing is like a princess or the equivalent of a princess. That's what I'm gathering, mainly because of the you know, the luscious clothing on a puppet. It looks pretty damn extravagant, but you know, you got this massive peacock feathers and, you know, just the amount of jewelry kind of in the hands. This was a pretty interesting act. It was strange, but it still worked for the most part. I mean, I think the lady controlling the puppet, she definitely really brought the puppet to life. She really understands the movements and was able to kind of convey. I mean, just the way the camera actually shoots it, you would think that that is, you know, actually a real person for the most part. You know, be it a very tall person, but it works. It works. You know, if you suspend your disbelief, then it is an even more amazing performance. And while that puppet was dancing, you have one of my other friends who we did meet up at Leicester Square, who kind of pretty much joined in within the puppetry and kind of had her paper dragon kind of dance, which I thought was pretty funny, I guess, for the most part. Yeah, so by the end of it, I was joined by 5 friends. I think you kind of saw the other guy when I was kind of doing a panning shot where the guy with the flutes was performing. That's the other guy, but she's the, I guess, 5th member of today. And there he is. I forgot he pops up again one time. This is probably the strangest act, I would probably say. That I saw, at least. There could have been stranger once I left, because I did unfortunately have to leave, which, as you can probably tell by the timeline of this video, but, you know, don't let that spoil anything. Now, I have no idea what is going on in this performance. I don't quite get the meaning or the theme, but essentially the girl in the red, I believe, is some kind of carnation of or reincarnation or interpretation of a panda, I think, or it's something to do with pandas. And you've got these two pandas who I guess are hugging and can't separate. Now, there is kind of like an interesting twist to this performance, which you'll see in this video, but I don't quite get it, but it's very interesting. I mean, it's bizarre, but a good kind of bizarre that actually like makes you keep watching. I don't know whether, you know, if anyone does know what this is based on or is about, like, please by all means let me know. And then that, you know, Mission Impossible music kicks in for the most part, as I guess this does become a mission of trying to separate these two pandas from, I guess, loving each other, hugging each other. I don't know, maybe it's a Valentine's Day thing. They kind of had this in there because it is the day of love, but I would imagine anyone here doesn't really care about Valentine's Day. Well, that's actually true. I guess you could take your significant other to go see this kind of thing as a kind of like, oh, let's do something cool for Valentine's Day. But this is a very interesting performance, as you can kind of see Big Ben and smoke kind of appear from behind the stage. No idea what that's about. But yeah, I thought this was pretty cool. But I have very little words about what is going on, but at least until the end of the video. Oh, you can actually see the next dancers in the background, which is kind of cool. Yeah, if you rewind a bit, you can kind of see towards the back of the stage. You can see that they just dropped. But yeah, you can kind of tell people are a bit confused as well as about what's going on. I mean, maybe they should have, you know, specified more what it's about, I guess. I believe that's the end of the performance, and it's revealed it was just one person. Yes. Just one person controlling those two pandas, so that was definitely pretty well done, I would say. You know, I thought that was two pandas, so, you know, I don't know, magic and tricks and all that, I don't know. Now, we unfortunately brought to the final performance, and it's the same, I believe the same dancers. This is their third performance that I saw, and I must say, this one was probably one of my favorites, mainly because I really like, you know, the song that's played. I really like the outfits, I love the hair. I don't know what the hairstyle is called, but you know, please let me know. But it's a really great performance, and I guess it's a good way for me to end my Chinese New Year experience. I mean, I really wish I could have stayed a little bit longer, but unfortunately I'm a busy person and I had to go. But yeah, I'll kind of let this video play out for the most part, as soon as we are coming towards the end. But I guess I can also ask if any of you guys are actually at Chinese New Year, you know, on the day, or you've celebrated Chinese New Year elsewhere or previous ones. You know, please share your experiences. I mean, this was my first one, and it was pretty interesting for the most part, and I'll definitely do it again next year. I mean, I almost missed this one, but luckily London decided to celebrate Chinese New Year a little late, you know, at least about, you know, 10 days late. So that benefits me, and I guess benefits you if you wanted to see what actually happened during London's Chinese New Year. As I guess also this shot, I would say, is definitely perfect to kind of show the cultural diversity between London, England, and China. As you can kind of see these performers, I'm assuming performing some kind of traditional dance or performance, and kind of seeing, you know, Big Ben, arguably the icon of England, kind of in the background. So I guess it's kind of fitting that they pick this location and I kind of shoot this, you know, for some kind of symbolic meaning. But yes. So as we're kind of coming up to the beginning, well, not the beginning, as we're kind of coming up to the end of the video, and you can see that guy just kind of looking around, looked a bit odd. I guess I'll kind of end the video by kind of saying, I guess, thank you for watching, and I'll see you hopefully on the next story time with me, whenever that'll be. They're not going to be anything weekly or monthly, they'll just happen when they happen, and I guess I will leave you on this performance. So thanks once again for watching, and I will see you another time.